was wrong about Modern Warfare 3. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another video, and at the time I'm recording this, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 just launched on Xbox Game Pass. More specifically, it launched on Game Pass about 4 days ago, giving anyone ample time to sit down, grind some multiplayer, check out the open world zombies mode, and of course, play some of the campaign, which got flamed when it came out last year. In fact, looking back on the Metacritic ratings, Modern Warfare 3 is the lowest rated Call of Duty game of all time, coming in nearly 20 points lower than Call of Duty Vanguard with a 56 from critics and an abysmal 2.1 user score. Now obviously, reviews are entirely subjective, and depending on what group you ask, you can't trust the other one. Fans don't trust critics. Critics don't care what fans think. That spans movies, TV shows, books, games, basically anything. But nonetheless, when fans and critics are both throwing it under the bus, something's up. One of the key points brought up in most reviews is the campaign. It's only about 4 hours long, relies pretty heavily on voiceovers and world maps to move the plot along, and has a questionable story overall. What was up with that ending? But beyond that, there was one point that was really dividing the community: open combat missions. These were pitched as an innovative new addition to a Call of Duty campaign mode. Instead of having a linear campaign that guides the player along from objective to objective with a specific set of steps that every single person playing the campaign would have had to complete, open combat missions would throw a dash of DMZ or Warzone into the campaign. You watch a quick cutscene and get dropped into a small open area with an objective or set of objectives to complete. How you do that is basically up to you. Like I mentioned, this is something that was getting absolutely grilled online. Instead of going with the tried and true Michael Bay hand-holding campaign missions of Call of Duty games past, it seemed like Raven and Infinity Ward had basically sliced and diced Warzone maps and pieced together a campaign. And to some degree, that's exactly what they are. When I think about traditional Call of Duty campaigns, I think about intentionality. Until now, campaigns had a story and a gameplay experience that was designed with intentionality down to the very last detail. The developers had a specific idea that they wanted me to experience, and playing the campaign delivered that experience. Past modes like Spec Ops and Survival brought that open-ended chaos, but now a lot of that seemed to be bleeding over into the campaign. If you've been around for a while and watched my shorts, I like covering review scores of major games, just keeping people in the loop on how things are shaping up for the biggest games of the year. And shameless plug, I've got a couple of those coming up, so hit that subscribe button and stay tuned if you're interested. But one of the points that reviews specifically called out, and that I specifically called out in my video because they called it out in their reviews, are these open combat missions. In fact, they were one of the reasons I decided not to buy the game. People felt like it wasn't really a true campaign. But now, the game is on Game Pass. It's literally right there. So you know I had to give it a shot, and let me tell you, I love these missions. The way you play is entirely up to you. You can take things low and slow, scoping out your enemies and taking them down one by one without alerting the guards. You can beeline for the objective and going guns blazing, or you can do what I did and try to take things low and slow, get caught, and then fall back on plan B, which is going in guns blazing. But no matter how you play, you'll find weapon stashes with equipment, weapons, and armaments all along the way across this map that you can use for your mission, but that also get unlocked permanently for the mission itself. If you die and restart, or just want to go back for another playthrough, all of the stuff you found is going to be available in a simplified loadout screen. Now, I'm not turning a blind eye to the other issues with the game. The story has some highs, but it's way too short, and like I said, what's up with that ending? But beyond that, I totally get that some people, including me, are used to playing traditional campaigns that guide players along the way and deliver an old school experience like Call of Duty games did back in the day. But the statistics don't lie. The majority of players aren't playing these campaigns. In fact, for Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox, only 3.56% of players even earn the basic achievement to finish the campaign. I'm not talking about finish it on the highest difficulty or finish it with 100% completion, I'm talking about rolling credits. But even so, Call of Duty is still one of the most popular games in the world. People are still playing, but they're playing Warzone, multiplayer, checking out zombies with their friends. So it makes sense to take some of those core gameplay mechanics from something like Warzone, where it's a very open-ended option for how you want to approach stuff, and drop that in the campaign. See if it bumps those engagement numbers up. But beyond that, I thought the campaign was a great entry into the multiplayer or Warzone experience. I played some Modern Warfare 2, but I haven't spent a ton of time with recent Call of Duty games, and playing through this short campaign taught me the mechanics to switch sights, aim with the rails, find better armor, and use armor pads. It was a great tutorial or a reminder for the basics of how to hold your own in the full multiplayer experience. So, between the fun mini sandbox levels, a good amount of replayability, and a decent enough story to make things worth your while, I was wrong. After watching snippets of gameplay, I was operating under the assumption that open combat missions would ruin the campaign experience, but it turns out that it's just a different type of campaign that feels like a better fit for modern players. Modern Warfare 3 might not be the best Call of Duty of all time, but there is some fun to be had with the campaign, especially if you're playing it through Xbox Game Pass. But that's just my 2 cents. I'd love to know what you think down below. Have you played Modern Warfare 3's campaign? If you did you like the open combat missions, or would you rather see Call of Duty stick to the old school approach and deliver a campaign that guides you from point A to point B with some intent? I would love to know your thoughts. And of course, if you're new here and you made it all the way to the end of the video, hit that subscribe button for videos like this every week and gaming news shorts throughout the week to keep you in the loop, and I'll catch you on the next one.